The WWE Women's Revolution has completely changed the business and how women are represented as a whole. Despite this, there are some things the WWE keeps hidden from their viewers when it comes to female superstars like Sasha Banks, Carmella, or Alexa Bliss. Secret affairs, hidden pasts, and locker rooms are just a few of them. Before you watch, click subscribe. You'll join our notification squad and be the first to know of new content. Carmella's hometown. The hometown of a WWE superstar has been flubbed and changed for years. The Undertaker is not from Death Valley, Kofi Kingston is not from Jamaica, and the Ultimate Warrior is not from parts unknown, wherever that may be. For Carmella, her hometown change may not seem dramatic, but when you're labeled as the Princess of Staten Island, you better have some real facts to back up your claims. When Carmella was paired with Enzo Amore and Big Cass, she infused a fake New York accent into her character and played up the part. But she was actually living a lie. Carmella was born and raised in the Boston area, nowhere near New York. This may come as a huge blow to New York fans. The New York and Boston rivalry dates back multiple decades and expands well beyond the classic Yankees and Red Sox rivalry. Carmella grew up living the whole Boston lifestyle. She was so in love with the area that she was even a cheerleader for the New England Patriots. Even though Carmella is split from Enzo and Big Cass on screen, she still sticks to her New York-based character. She has the accent, wears New York-inspired gear, and the WWE does not acknowledge her Boston background. Hall of Fame hypocrisy. The WWE Hall of Fame includes some of the most legendary and popular WWE superstars of all time. While introduction into the Hall of Fame should be unbiased, the WWE has used their own politics to limit or delay the induction of several members. It took years for Macho Man Randy Savage to get inducted, and it was only after he passed away. One person who deserves a spot in the Hall of Fame is Chyna. For years, Chyna has been denied a spot in the Hall of Fame despite peers and ring opponents easily getting inducted. Triple H's reason for not inducting her has to do with her appearance in adult movies and drug issues. While normally this would make sense, they had no problem inducting Sunny into the Hall of Fame. Sunny has had years of arrest issues, trash-talked the WWE, and appeared in adult films in recent years. Chyna's WWE career was 10 times that of Sunny, but she continues to get denied, and many believe it's because of Triple H's former relationship with her. Before the Game married Stephanie McMahon, he was in a long relationship with Chyna, and they did not have a smooth breakup. If the McMahons would leave their personal issues aside, then Chyna should receive a place in the Hall of Fame. Paige's strikes against her. Paige's WWE debut was a memorable one. It took place after WrestleMania 30 when she challenged AJ Lee to a match for the Divas Championship. She shocked the world by winning the title, but it's all gone downhill from there. Paige may be training for an in-ring comeback, but her career in the WWE is hanging by a thread. The reason? Paige has 2 wellness policy violations. One more and she will be immediately terminated from the company. Both violations had to do with unspecified drug use. WWE was very vague about this, and probably for good reason. The last thing the company wants is another drug use scandal on their hands. In the 1990s, they had to deal with a huge steroid trial. After Chris Benoit's death, more scrutiny was on the company over drug use. And last year, Roman Reigns was famously suspended for using a banned substance. The more this gets out to the press, the worse it looks for the WWE. This is why the WWE is very quiet on Paige's status, her relationship drama with Alberto Del Rio, and the leaked media content featuring her and other WWE superstars. Hopefully when Paige does return, it's like hitting a reset button for the star. Emma's larceny charge. Emma has slowly risen through the ranks of the WWE roster, but it wasn't without some speed bumps along the way. Early in her career, Emma was a part of the NXT roster. Even though she was only on the developmental roster, her salary was decent enough. This is why it's so shocking that she was arrested on larceny charges after stealing an item from a Connecticut Walmart store. As the mugshot and story broke out, WWE was quick to respond by firing Emma on the spot. As embarrassing as the story was for Emma, this made the WWE look even worse. Once the whole story came out, it was clear that the incident was a big mix-up and mistake. Emma was accused of stealing an iPhone case. Yes, just a case, not an actual iPhone. She forgot to pay for it, but Walmart didn't take any chances and had her arrested. WWE quickly realized their mistake in firing her, and less than a week later she was back with the company again. The charges were dropped and Emma did 1 day of community service because of the incident. Maybe next time she should just order the iPhone case on Amazon. Fake family ties. The Rock will always be considered a WWE legend and one of the most popular superstars of all time. Maybe this is why so many wrestlers love to claim their relation to the Great One. On the current roster, Roman Reigns, the Usos, and Nia Jax are all actual cousins of The Rock and part of his large Samoan heritage. Past superstars like Umaga, Rosie, and Yokozuna are also related to him. At this rate, we're surprised Jack Gallagher hasn't claimed to be 1/10 Samoan and a distant relative of The Rock. There's one superstar that has claimed a relation to The Rock when it is not the case. Tamina Snuka has posted pictures with The Rock claiming to be cousins. The connection between the two stems from a time when Tamina's father, Jimmy Snuka, once married one of The Rock's relatives. While this may have made them related by marriage, it was never by blood, and Jimmy divorced the woman, cutting off any ties Tamina had to The Rock's family. It's time for superstars to start standing out on their own and using their own skills to help build them up. Just look at the Royal Rumble where The Rock tried to help Reigns and got booed out of the building. Tamina already has the Snuka name. That should be enough. Wow, there are plenty more crazy revelations, but first a quick trivia question. The Rock's family includes a lot of big-time wrestlers, but soon his own children could step into the squared circle. Can you name The Rock's 2 daughters? Stay tuned until the end to see the answer. Female contracts. For years, the WWE has kept a pretty tight seal on the amount wrestlers are paid, including annual salaries and bonuses they may receive. Despite this, information gets leaked to the media and creates all kinds of rumors and stories based on salaries. Thanks to former WWE wrestler AJ Lee, fans got a lot of shocking information about female contracts and unfair pay to the talent the WWE would rather not talk about. After Stephanie McMahon reposted a quote on Twitter about women receiving equal pay, AJ Lee called her out, not only about the pay, but about the amount of TV time female competitors get. Both Vince and Stephanie McMahon replied to AJ Lee, basically trying to keep quiet on the situation. The truth of the matter is that female wrestlers are paid a lot less than their male counterparts. Take Charlotte, for example. She's only rumored to make around $300,000 a year, when male competitors much lower on the card can end up raking in nearly $1 million throughout a year. In recent months, the WWE has put a lot more focus on the women's division, giving them main event matches on both TV and pay-per-view events. Hopefully the pay is just as equal. Charlotte's divorces. Charlotte Flair comes from wrestling royalty, as her father Ric Flair is a huge legend in the business. As much as Ric is known for his talent, he's also known for his crazy antics outside the ring. This includes connecting with a lot of female fans and getting divorced 4 different times. While both Charlotte and Ric share the same name, the WWE fails to recognize other similar traits the former women's champion has. Charlotte has actually been divorced 2 times and is nearly catching up to her dear old dad. Charlotte's first marriage lasted barely a year before divorce proceedings began. Then she found love with the TNA wrestler Bram, and the two were married in 2013. 2 short years later, they filed for divorce, and it might have been a blessing in disguise for Charlotte. In late 2015, Bram was charged with domestic battery and false imprisonment of another female companion. While so much emphasis was placed on Ric Flair's playboy lifestyle, the WWE has decided to focus on Charlotte's in-ring ability rather than turn her into a blatant clone of her father. If she joined a show like Total Divas, maybe she would open up more about these divorces and other relationship woes. The Mickie James and John Cena saga. John Cena consistently comes off as the good guy in the ring, but he was once involved in a love triangle that may offer bigger betrayals than the whole Edge, Matt Hardy, and Lita craziness. In the early 2000s, Mickie James was dating WWE superstar Kenny Dykstra when she began having an affair with Cena. Cena was also engaged at the time, and even though Mickie broke things off with Kenny, John Cena ended the affair and tried to separate himself from the whole situation. Eventually, both Dykstra and James were gone from the WWE. With Mickey's return in 2017, the WWE had the perfect opportunity to create a great on-screen story between James and Nikki Bella, but ignored the whole thing. It must have been a little awkward at WrestleMania 33 when Cena proposed to Bella, and James was backstage preparing for her match later in the night. While Cena prepares for his wedding, James has moved on as well. She's married to TNA star Magnus, and the two had a child together in 2014. PG rating changes. When the WWE converted to a PG rating, they went through a lot of major changes. While a lot of debate was made over the use of blood and weapons, the women's division went through a lot of changes as well. Because of Linda McMahon's political aspirations, the women's division was cleaned up and made more family-friendly. The focus also transitioned to a lot more on feuds and matches rather than just using them for eye candy. This is why instead of a Heels in a Cell bikini contest in 2016, we got to see Sasha Banks and Charlotte go one-on-one inside of the steel structure. The new policies also limited any female competitor from appearing nude within the WWE or for any outside gigs. At one point, it seemed like WWE divas appearing in Playboy was an annual thing. Sable, Chyna, Tori Wilson, Ashley Massaro, and Maria were just a few of the divas who had a spread in the magazine. Now wrestlers are appearing on more tame magazines like Muscle and Fitness or Women's Health. No matter what the motivation was, it's a change in a positive direction and one that serves female empowerment. At least we don't have to see Vince McMahon making a female competitor bark in the ring anymore. JoJo and Bray Wyatt. One of the newest ring announcers in the WWE, once an aspiring superstar, JoJo transitioned to ring announcing duties and has been a mainstay on Raw ever since. She has kept things pretty drama-free on screen, sticking to her lines and avoiding any confrontations. A majority of fans probably couldn't even name her before this year. Everything changed when Bray Wyatt's wife filed for divorce and she announced the reason for it was Wyatt's affair with JoJo. JoJo and Wyatt had apparently been having an affair for months, and fans even caught pictures of them arriving at the arena together. Wyatt has not spoken about the issue and acts like nothing has changed in his personal life. Despite a good opportunity to add a female member to the Wyatt family or create a story out of it, the WWE has ignored the messy situation altogether. It's hard to ignore the elephant in the room, especially when you see Wyatt's character act all dark and crazy knowing he betrayed his family for a little WWE side piece. JoJo continues to announce like nothing happened, but maybe after Wyatt's character finally fizzles out for good, something will be made of the intriguing story. Thanks for watching. Now for the trivia answer. The Rock's daughters' names are Jasmine and Simone. Maybe one day they will follow their father's footsteps and join the WWE roster. Wow, there you have it. What fact shocked you the most? Who is your favorite female on the WWE roster? Do you like the way the women's revolution is going? Let us know in the comments section below. Don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to The Sportster on YouTube so you can stay up to date with our awesome videos.